tabletop role-playing game PDF sales and bundles. Black Friday edition. Ooh, would there be some super extra discounts? Probably not. What's up, my nerds? It's your boy, the OG GM, coming to you from Site B at about 8 o'clock in the morning on this, the 25th day of November. Happy holidays. Thank you for joining me. It is cold and gloomy today here at Site B. Hopefully you are all safe. Let's check out what's on sale this week. Remember, unless I specifically say otherwise, these are PDFs. There are no physical components to these. If there are, I will let you know. Because we are dealing with digital media, again, please check them all for viruses, malware, phishing thingies, everything else that you can think of. Run them through your virus checker if you have them, please. This is still happening to people, and it doubles during the holidays. And finally, in regards to the charity bundles, if there's a charity you want to donate money to, like Team Primetime or me, maybe just give the money directly to them and skip the middleman. Anyways, let's start with Bundle of Holding because they're the easiest to navigate and see what, if anything, is new this week. And it doesn't really look like much. All right, so we've got this sale on the household role-playing game. This is the tabletop RPG of Little Folk in a Big House. It's $15 for the entire run of everything that's made for this game. So just think normal fantasy role-playing, except instead of a mystical forest / dungeon / city, it's in your house. So it's a lot easier to describe what you see. All right, Billy and Mandy, you're in the kitchen and you're trying to climb your little rope that you made out of dental floss up to the drawer that has the forks and knives. You're right. I mean, yeah, you just use your house as the map and run a game as if your player characters are 1 inch tall running around your house. Interesting concept. It's kind of fun. I think it could work. I don't know. Moving on. We've got a Palladium Fantasy 2nd Edition bundle available from our friends over at Palladium. If you ever want to know anything about Palladium, head on over to Legion of Myths with Max and Heathen Dog. They regularly have the Palladium people on to talk about it, so they are knee-deep in Palladium. So if you're ever interested in what's going on in the Palladium past, present, or future, head on over to Legion of Myth and check out Max and Heathen Dog and see what they've done. This bundle is $18 for all the core books, including the core campaign for Palladium. And then the add-on bundle is got a whole bunch of source books and some more stuff. Great maps, great research. You know my feeling about Palladium and their products. I both love them, and they're so frustrating. They're some of the best source books on the market. The amount of information and background and just, converting everyday things into game terms is amazing. Like, I always use the example of superheroes when I'm talking about Palladium, where like in the Palladium Heroes game, if I wanted to know exactly how much heat my character would need with fire powers to cook a turkey for Thanksgiving, I just look up in Palladium and the fire powers, and it tells me the degrees. So the amount of research and the amount of real world they've converted to comic books is amazing. Unfortunately, the editing and layout is a freaking nightmare. The character creation system is in 4 different places. Still, for $18, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fantasy games that you could also convert to anything. So that's pretty cool. Then we have the Engine GM Guide. Engine Publishing Tabletop Game Mastering Help. $10, you get the Eureka 501 Adventure Plots, Focal Point, Running Extraordinary. It's a bunch of stuff to help you run your games. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books about NPCs, world building, session prep, the art of improvisation, etc. So there you go for $10 for a ton of books on how to be a better DM. We've got Torg. Torg came after Rifts, right? But both came after Weird World or Warp World. So Warp World's still the first, right? So Torg is another beer and pretzel. What if everything happened at the exact same time? Similar to Rift style role-playing game. You can get the $20 starter pack that includes the starter campaign setting, the source books, the 2 scenarios, and a soundtrack. And then you can get the bonus that has some more supplements, both about the core campaign world and general and stuff. So if you've ever wanted to play a Rift / Warp World / Torg / what if every aftermath happened at the exact same time? What would the world look like? Here you go. Torg for $20. And finally, this is still on sale. The Brand Salonia, the spaghetti Italian fantasy role-playing game for $13. Italian spaghetti fantasy would be movies like Deathstalker or Sorceress. So yeah, if you're familiar with those movies from the 80s, you're familiar with that style of fantasy. And this game tries to emulate them. We get 1, 2, 3, 4 books, including the core book, for $13 for a fantasy setting based upon fantastic medieval Italy, Rome, that kind of stuff, with a very wacky 1980s mentality about it. Because, Deathstalker. So that's a bundle of holding this week. No major discounts, no Black Friday, but still decent. Let's on it over to Humble Bumble. Let's see what's good for Humble Bumble this week. Under the book bubbles, we've got the Pathfinder Happy Birthday Remastered. This is the Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Happy birthday. Seems like just the other day Pathfinder 2nd Edition came out, but it's actually been a while. It is $35 for 72 items, including the Pathfinder 2 Electric Boogaloo core upgrade. We scrubbed it of the OGL, we scrubbed it of any connections to the OGL, even though it wasn't necessary. Rule books, plus a whole bunch of supplements and adventure pass. Pretty much everything that they have made for Pathfinder 2 and Pathfinder 2 Core Electric Boogaloo Remastered Super Deluxe Edition with, candy filling or whatever. Some cooking books, some programming books, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comic books, Wizards of Earthsea, some more computer stuff, Scythe. That's a board game, I think, right? Isn't Scythe a board game, or is it a series of books? It's a series of books. I thought it was a board game. I was like, how do you put a bundle of a board game? A comic book? G.I. Joe? Okay, we got the G.I. Joe deck building game bundle. This one does still come with physical items. For $50, you get these physical books. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 starter packs and expansion packs for the G.I. Joe card game. And that's all you get. That's the entire bundle. There's no PDFs. There's no nothing. For $50, you get everything that's been made for the G.I. Joe deck building game so far. Pretty good if that's something you want to do. Got the 7th Sea bundle. So this is everything that's pretty much ever been made for 7th Sea, the role-playing game. It's $18 for 35 items. That is a ridiculously good discount. I love pirates, as you know. I love dinosaurs. I love island-based campaigns. So I forget. Is this the one we were angry at, right? John Wick, is that the guy? We're still angry at him, or are we not angry at him anymore? I can't remember who we aren't angry at in the industry. I think we're angry at Red Room, right? I don't know. The Shadowrun bundle, still going strong. $30 for 40 items, including both fiction and role-playing stuff. Most of this is fiction, but there is some game stuff in here as well. But mostly these are all the Shadowrun novels. I made the mistake last time of saying these were adventures, and then I went through it and went, no, there's like what they're Shadowrun adjacent. There's definitely some gaming information in these, but it's mostly just the novels. If you've ever wanted to read about the world of Shadowrun. Then we have the G.I. Joe role-playing game from our friends at Renegades. This one seems to not end. $40 for 19 items, including 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 physical items, including the Sergeant Slaughter limited edition accessory pack. People say, talk about how The Undertaker never broke kayfabe. Sergeant Slaughter, I'm sorry, never broke kayfabe, and he's been around longer than The Undertaker, and he still shows up in character at signings and stuff. So I don't know, man. A real American hero, G.I. Joe. So yeah, this is everything Renegade has made for the G.I. Joe role-playing game. It's one of those titles that Hasbro felt didn't make them any money, so they pawned it off to another game company because they figured that game company would fail. And it turns out that game company was far more successful with the IP than Hasbro has been in the past 20 years, because unlike Hasbro, they understand their client base. I don't know. And finally, let's see if there's any Black Friday sales at DriveThru. I can already tell you it doesn't look like it. Yeah, nothing's changed. These are all the same ones that are on sale last time, it looks like. Nothing real. No, it doesn't look like there's anything really new this week on DriveThru. Oh, hey, my book. I didn't know this was out. This is the latest book from me. You can get that. It's the Goblin Waffle Apocalypse that I wrote with my friend Aaron Cornelius about the Pog Wars for Shadow Dark. So if you're looking for a goofy Shadow Dark post-apocalypse game, check this out. I cover every type of apocalypse that I could think of. I cover like 50 different types of apocalypses. I think I got all of them. I might have missed one. If you pick this up and go through it and say, hey, you missed the X and X apocalypse scenario, please let me know, and I'll add it into the, Goblin Waffle Apocalypse 2nd edition. So, hey, I didn't know Jim had put that out yet, but there it is. That's mine thing is out. No major markdowns for Black Friday. On DriveThru, no announcements for a Black Friday sale. Pretty much just the same stuff they've already had on from last week. Kind of disappointed. As for big box retail, marking down stuff for Black Friday, Amazon, Target, et cetera, Barnes & Noble, those kind of places, they'll be marking down all the stuff that's for 5e and 5e adjacent. Anything older than a year, you're probably going to find marked down. You're going to look at stuff and go, that just came out, and find it at least 50, 60% off. I did a video on the Amazon Black Friday, if you haven't seen it yet. And it's generally about, an $80 game was marked down to $50. And then for Black Friday, it was marked down to $25. A lot of the books that came out as recently as last year, are marked down because Wizards of the Coast doesn't want to acknowledge that. They're all about, falling forward. We didn't make a game a year ago. No, it's all about going forward. It's weird, but it works for them. I mean, it makes no sense to, normal retail, but somehow it works for Wizards of the Coast. So if you're looking to pick up discounts on anything that's come out for 5e in the past, 10 years, check out Amazon's Black Friday, Target's Black Friday, and Barnes & Noble. I don't know what kind of discounts your friendly local game stores will have on D&D and Magic cards. Some of them probably will have Black Friday sales. Others won't. Your mileage may vary. Have a happy, healthy holidays. Stay safe today and all week long, and I will talk to you later. See ya.
News from the table in the rolling waves, dice in our hand, we're the dungeon's brave. Adventures tonight with our mighty team, heroes